Santa uses GIS, spatial analysis for the gift distribution. It was a cold night of December. Oh, no. This is for another country. We are in Australia. So, it was a very hot day in Sydney that I had a Skype call. Ho, 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 ho. Maria, help! I have logistic problems. I need location intelligence. Ho, 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 ho. You know, new births, new houses, how will I find them? So many things have changed since last year. The population increased so much. Ho, 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 ho. Where can I repair the sledge if I will need to? Where can I feed the deers? Where can I trade them in for a jeep if they are very slow? Ho, 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 ho. How will I land on the roofs? Cables are everywhere. Who has a parking? Who has a backyard? And who has a chimney? You know, I had an unpleasant experience once. I don't want to have the same issue this year. What will be the weather like on Christmas Eve? Where will I need my shorts and where will I need my coat? So many things that I don't know. And what about last-minute orders? How will I manage them? Where can I position my warehouses? I cannot have all on the sleds. You know, it's such a small place. Oh, and Maria, don't forget, poor kids come first. And as always, I don't have enough time. I need the quickest, the easiest, the shortest, and the most scenic route. Ho, 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 ho. Any suggestions? Well, Santa, I'm glad you called me. I will develop the best solution for you. You know, I'm working for Pitney Bowes now, and I have all the necessary tools I need. So, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. See you later. Bye. So, I had to do a lot of things for him. I start thinking and thinking, so I had to do geocoding, reverse geocoding, digitization, address validation, upload on clouds data for him, update his maps, create a web GIS easy to access for him, do integrations. So I took my enterprise designer and I started creating the first job. Well, I had to do the geocoding first. I had to put all the new birds and the new houses on maps for him. I didn't want him to do something wrong and confuse the houses and the gifts. And of course, I didn't want him to get lost in the middle of nowhere. So I had to make sure that all data were correct and accurate. So I was thinking and struggling because it was such a hot day in the middle of the summer. So again, on my tools and on my enterprise designer, I started creating the address validation and the reverse geocoding for him. So he will have everything on maps. And with my map info, I digitized all the information he needed. I put networks, roads, cables, chimneys, everything he wanted. I didn't want him to have accidents. And I was thinking and struggling again, and ideas were coming into my mind. And again, with my map info, thank God I had the right tools and do all the things I needed. I started uploading data on the web for him on clouds, so he will be able to access all information needed through his iPhone, because yes, of course, he has an iPhone. So I took my analyst and I configured maps for him so he could access easily and see all the needed information on them. And again, he had the parcels, the properties, the data, cables, train stations, backyards, chimneys, everything, all he wanted on his new maps, new updated maps. And of course, I had to do some demographic analysis as well. He wanted the poorest kids first. So yes, of course, it's Africa, and statistics were saying that the bigger number of kids are in Africa, and the poorest are in Africa as well. So I had to calculate all those things again with my enterprise designer and make the best route for him, and it was so difficult, and I was struggling. And again with my map info, I had everything on it. So I had created land use parks and areas he can land. I put airports as well there. I didn't want him to crash with aeroplanes. And of course, I created the DEMs as well. I didn't want him to crash on a mountain or something in the middle of nowhere. Oh, it was such a big project. But finally, I did it. I had everything ready. So, Sanda works and Sanda deliverables. It was geocoding points, new houses, new berths, chimneys, car parks, etc. I did for him address validation and reverse geocoding. I didn't want him to miss any kid or mix the houses, of course. I created new maps for him and updated his old ones. I did demographic analysis, where were the poorest kids and where were the most populated areas. I did calculations of the best routing, the more quick, the poorest kids first, and of course the more beautiful and whatever else he wanted. I integrated his order systems with his desktop GIS so he could access the last minute orders very easily, and I created updates, frequent updates, so he could see all the new information on cloud and straight away from his GIS, from his WebGIS and his iPhone. So everything would be very, very easy for him. So he called again. Oh, Maria, great job. Thank you so much. I knew that you had the solution I needed. Thank you, Maria. Now I can start my trip. Bye, Maria. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Sanda, and Merry Christmas to all of you. Have a happy New Year.